Hello friends, welcome to Study Talent channel. So this is our second video for our IBPS SOIT officer main exam, that is our subject database management system. So in this video we are going to be learn what are the different advantages of our databases. Okay, so in last video we have learned that what are the different terms in our databases and how it's what is the environment of our database, and again we have seen what are the different types of our databases. So in this video we'll start with our first advantages of database, that is nothing but the controlling redundancy in data storage. Okay, so what is redundancy? The redundancy is nothing but the duplication of our data. Okay, so in first advantages we are going to be reduce our data duplication. For example, consider a university database. Here we can see there is a student record will be found in our university database. Okay, where the each section or the each department from our university, that is nothing but our first section library section, second one academic section, and third one is clerical section. All these three departments have their own student records. For example, library section maintains the student name and related books issued by that student. Then in academic section, and the student record consists of student name and student name again the marks he got in that exam. Then in clerical section, their data about scholarship or anything else will be stored in that student record. But we can see that here in in these three sections, the student name is common and the roll number is also common thing in these three sections. So there is a duplication of data in these cases. Okay, so this duplication can be reduced, or it can be controlled by our controlling redundancy. Okay, so why we have to control this redundancy? Because there will be the problem of updating of information may occurs. Okay, for example, if the student change its mobile number, then if the clerical section changes its mobile number, then this mobile number data about that student record must be changed among all the records of that student. This means the mobile number should change in library section also, in academic section also. So this is our first advantages of our database. So second one is nothing but the sharing of data among multiple users. As we know that in last video we have seen the environment of our database management system. There are different types of users found in our databases. They are nothing but the actors on the scene and workers behind the scene. Okay, so among these data will be recorded in our storage device, and it can be used by the multiple users. For example, we take example our first example, that previous example of our student record. In that the student record can be handled by the librarian, HOD or staff or clerical section, and each user has the data about the student in a different manner. Okay, so that is our second advantages. Okay, so we'll see the third advantages of our database is nothing but the restricting unauthorized access to the data. Okay, what it means? Okay, it is restricting unauthorized access to data. Okay, what it means? The required It is required for confidential data like accounting. Okay, sometimes the data is confidential like accounting type of data. Okay, so in that cases we have to store, or we have to maintain our security. Okay, so how's the security maintained in databases? By providing the limited access to our each user for our database. For example, uh, our librarian may view our student record in the case only only student records of student name, student roll number and all. Okay, the HOD can view our data only in case of the student name, student roll number, its marks and all. Okay, but for a clerical section it may have the fees paid by that student or the remaining issues related to that clerical section. It means our database is restricting all the users by accessing all the data. Okay, that will be depend on the type of user. Okay, so the our regulation or the access will be provided in the form of retrieving the data, or sometimes retrieving and updating the data, or it can be allowed only updating the data. So that is our third advantages of our database. Okay, we'll see the next advantages is nothing but our providing the persistent storage. What is mean by persistent storage? Persistent storage is nothing but the storage where the continuous data will be stored, or the continuous persistent data will be produce. Okay, what is mean by permanent persistent storage? It is nothing but a permanent data storage with compatible data structure. As we know that our database management system maintains a different view, that is conceptual view and physical view of our database. That is, the it stores our structure of database in our metadata format and the actual data in our hard device. Okay, or it is stored in our hard disk. Okay, so it maintains a separate copy of metadata as well as the separate copy of our database. So when we update our database, it does not affect our data structure, that is, and it does not affect our database. Okay, it only update our database. Okay, means the each data structure can be compatible with our database because the data structure is written in different programming languages like C++ or Java, object oriented language, in object oriented languages. Friends, we have to remind it that our data structures of our data DBMS language, sorry, DBMS subject is written in our object oriented format. Okay, our DBMS is present in object oriented format. This question can be asked in our exam. Okay, so that is nothing but our fourth advantages. Okay, let's see. Our next advantages is nothing but the providing storage structures and searching techniques, or the search techniques. Okay, so in DBMS, in previous days or in our previous database store, each time if we have to search our data about something, let's for example of student, each time we have to search for its student name, or each time we have to search its user, the student's roll number. Okay, but in this case of our database management system, we can easily retrieve our database with the help of some query with the help of some query processing. That means we can hit the query or that consists of our student name, or that consists of related information to be searched in our database. Okay, so this will be provided by with the help of indexing. Okay, indexing is nothing but the providing indexing. It is similar to your books. Okay, in books we have given a index of our different chapters. Okay, in the same way in our DBMS the database consists of indexing. Okay, so that indexing will be provided for easy search. Okay, so next concept is buffering and caching. Okay, so this buffering and caching provides the fastest searching technique, or fastest search for our DBMS, or it is for our query processing. Okay, so in this way, with the help of our query firing or query processing, and with the help of indexing, buffering and caching, we can easily search our data that is relevant to our information, or that is relevant to our discovery. Okay, so that is nothing but our storage structures and searching techniques. Okay, our database is stored in a very structured format also. Okay, that means what it is, all the data is present in a related format. Okay, for example, we have seen that student name and roll number are connect related to each other. in some manners. Again, the address will be related to in each other to that student, okay, in some manner, okay, that we have seen in our last video also. Okay, so let's see our next advantages, that is nothing but the providing backup and recovery services. Okay, so our DBMS provides backup and recovery options also, which are very helpful for recovering our databases when there is a hardware or software failure occurs. Sometimes due to the manual errors or due to some natural errors, our data will be lost or our system may be lost. At that time, our database can be recovered with the help of our DBMS management system very efficiently. Okay, so this is again one of the most important advantages of our database management system. Okay, next advantages of our system, DBMS is nothing but it provides a multiple interfaces to different classes of our users. As we know, the our DBMS DBMS system is handled, or it is used by the main users, as we have seen in our DBMS environment. Okay, it is handled by our different end users also, and it can be handled by our actual that DBMS developers also. Okay, so for each and every end user, our DBMS providing a different kind of interfaces. For example, the query language interface is provided for our casual users. Okay, then again, programming language environment language environment or interface is provided for our application programmers. And for our last, that is nothing but the end users, which are actually working on our data or database. They are nothing but the end users, or they also called as the standalone users. They will be viewed with the help of menu driven user interface, that is nothing but our graphical user interface. Okay, so in this way the multiple interfaces are present in our database management system. Okay, so next, our advantages is nothing but the representing complex relationship among the data. Okay, as we know that our database is made up of different kinds of record. So in that records, the DBMS system allows us to maintain a different relationship among that data. For example, a student name or that student roll number or the student record can be updated with the help of the student grades, and that grade can be calculated with the help of different kinds of formulas. Okay, then again, scholarship information may be associated with our student record, and as per the scholarship information is updated, that can be automatically updated to our DBMS records. Okay, so that is nothing but it provides our complex relationships among the data. It means formulating formulating of our records with respect to the other records. That means each record is in link with, or it is connected to each and other records. Okay, so next advantages of our DBMS or the database is nothing but it provides an integrity. Okay, means it enforces integrity constraint on our databases. Integrity is nothing, it means it is nothing but the collection. Okay, so the different kind of integrity will be constrained on our databases. So for example, in referential integrity, one record is related to our other records, and the valid constraints are provided on our databases, which means what, the each database has a valid constraints. Okay, the constraints are nothing but the rules applied for our data for our records and on that data. For example, the student name is consisted only the characters, and the roll numbers can be consist only the numericals. Okay, that is nothing but the valid constraints. And the referential integrity is nothing but it can be applied with the help of creating some relation in between our records. For example, our whole data of our student can be retrieved with the help of only our roll number of that student. Okay, so that is nothing but the enforcing our integrity. Okay, next advantages is nothing but the drawing inferences and actions using rules. Okay, sometimes the conditions may occur where the automatic updation will be required or automatic reactions to be performed. Okay, for example, sometimes our when we are transacting or when we are updating some information in our data records, due to some power failure, our data is not our transaction or that updation is not completed. At that time, the automatic actions to be taken place, or that they are going to be taken place in our database management system, by which our continuous or persistent data will be stored. Means if the updation is completed, that means sorry if the updation is completed, then that will be stored in our database. If the updation is not completed during power failure, then the previous condition of database will be maintained as it is. Okay, so that is nothing but our drawing inferences and actions using rules. Okay, so that can be applied automatically, and that initialize our actions when the certain events or some conditions occurs. Okay, so friends, if you like our video, please like our videos and subscribe our channel.